Hello and welcome to We Live in a Society. This week I will be participating in the Act for Peace Syrian Refugee Ration Challenge, and I will be documenting my experiences here on my channel. So after receiving my first donation, I was sent a box in the mail, and this box contains the equivalent of 1 week rations that are given to Syrian refugees in refugee camps in Jordan. So this is an annual fundraising event which aims to raise awareness and funds for Syrian refugees in refugee camps in Jordan. And the money raised goes towards providing food, clean water, healthcare, education, shelter, as well as basic sanitation and hygiene products. So sadly, I've firsthand witnessed Syrian refugee camps. This is while I was in Baalbek, which is located in the Bekaa Valley in Lebanon, and it's only a few kilometers from the Syrian border. So in order to visit Baalbek, you have to transit through these camps, and it's the conditions are horrible for those who manage to make it across the mountains. So according to the UN Refugee Agency Global Trends Report in 2017, it has been estimated that 68.5 million people have been driven from their homes due to war, conflict, violence, persecution, environmental disasters, and human rights violations. So this is the ration pack that I received in the mail. 7 days worth of food. So let's open it up. Oh wow, okay. So we actually contain a little booklet of recipes of what we can make with the rations contained within this box. Great, awesome. Okay, so this is the box that I received. 1 week's supply of rations. Okay, it weighs 1.4 kilograms. So it's not a lot of food in here. So let's open it up and see what we have. Okay, and so basically for 7 days, I can only eat my allocation of rations within this box, as well as any rewards I've earned along the way through fundraising efforts. And I'll talk a bit about those later. Okay, yeah, so I think there's a lot in here. Let's see. Whoa, okay. Let's see, that is all that is in the box. So let's see what we have here. So we have 1 tin of sardines in oil, 120 grams. 400 grams of red kidney beans. Okay. 85 grams of dried chickpeas. 170 grams of red lentils, 420 grams of long grain rice, and that's all. But we also have some coupons. So we have coupons for 300 mils of vegetable oil, a coupon for 400 grams of plain flour, and another 1.5 kilos of white rice. Okay, and so these coupons are included. I think one, because it would have been the postage would have been too much to include the weight of these items, but also these coupons represent food coupons given to Syrian refugees in the refugee camps by other aid organisations. During this challenge, I can only drink water as well, but I have unlimited quantities of water. I also have additional items that I was awarded through my fundraising efforts, which I will discuss in a minute. Okay, so here we have the Act for Peace Ration Challenge website. And if you go to my profile, you can see that I've raised $126.82, which is almost enough to provide 5 months worth of food for a refugee living in Jordan. Through my fundraising efforts, I got various rewards. So I made a donation myself and became a self-sponsor. So I got unlimited quantity of a spice of my choice. And also I can have unlimited salt, which I think both of these spices will make the lentil soup and the rice way more palatable. Sadly, I didn't manage to secure any of the other rewards. It would have been nice to add some dairy and vitamins and minerals and additional protein, but unfortunately I'm just sort of having the base ingredients. And I also managed to secure 3 tea bags because I got 15 donations, and for each 5 people who donate, you get 3 tea bags. You get 1 tea bag, sorry. So I got 3 in total. I'm including the matched gifts as donations. Here you can see the donations. Okay. So I'm going to go check my cupboards now and see what I have, whether I have the rice, the extra flour and the vegetable oil. Otherwise I'm going to have to run down to the shops. And also a spice of my choice and salt. So let's go have a look at the cupboard. My cupboard. So yes, we have unlimited salt, vegetable oil. I think I'm going to use this chicken curry as my spice because I think it'll be more versatile. I was going to choose saffron. I do quite like saffron rice, but I think I'll be able to flavour my rice and my lentil soup more with chicken curry spice, as well as a few other things I plan to make. Tea bags, yeah. So of course we have the Australian afternoon, but we also have this mahmoud tea, which I had a lot when I was in Iran. It's got added cardamom in it, and yes, we have rice. Okay, so I'm going to start by rationing out the food from the additional coupons. So we're allowed 300 mils of olive oil. So I'm going to measure that out now. So we have vegetable oil here. I think this is way less than 300 mils, so I'm going to tip this in first, add my additional olive oil and keep it in this container so I don't mix it up. So let's go, 300 mils. I don't know why I have this on the scale, but anyway. Oh, close. Okay, so it's just under 300 mils. So I'm going to top it up because, to be honest, I'm going to want every calorie I can get. Okay, 300 mils. Okay, here we go. So I have my additional 300 mils of oil, so I'm going to tip it into this bottle so I can keep it rationed. Okay, done. My vegetable oil ration. Okay, so I have a coupon for 450 grams of plain flour, so I'm going to weigh that out now. So I'll weigh it out into this bowl. Okay. I'm going to make sure I get every gram. Okay, there we go. My 450 grams of flour. Okay, so I also have an additional 1.5 kilos of rice. So I'm going to measure out 1.5 kilos of my favorite basmati rice. And to sort of ration it, I'm going to put it into little bags. So there we have it, 1.5 kilos of rice, 300 mils of vegetable oil, and 400 grams of flour. Okay, so for the next 7 days, all I can eat is this food. In addition to the rewards I earned through fundraising, which includes unlimited salt, which I think is going to be crucial to making this rice palatable. So I have the salt. I also chose this chicken curry spice as my unlimited quantity of spice for being a self-sponsor. So it just has curry obviously and various random other herbs. It doesn't list them on the list of ingredients, but yeah, so I think I'm going to use this to flavour the rice and to also flavour the lentils when I make a lentil soup. And I also have 3 tea bags. You get 1 tea bag per 5 people that donate. So I got at least 15 donations. So I'm choosing this tea. It has added cardamom. It smells amazing. The reason I'm choosing this is because this tea is particularly strong. It also has a nice cardamom flavour. And I can use the same tea bag for several days. So my great-grandmother would be proud, because I remember as a kid, we used to go to her house and have sponge cake and cups of tea, and she would have that tea bag sitting on a saucer, and she would reuse this tea bag 10 times, because I think she still thought she was in the Depression days. So yeah, I'll be doing her proud. So I get 3 tea bags, which I'll use for a couple of days each. And I think my breakfast will mainly just be a cup of tea, and I'll save the bulk of the food for lunch and dinner, because I don't think there's going to be enough for 3 full meals here. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so I didn't manage to earn any additional rewards, so I don't have any additional protein or dairy. Also, I don't get to add a vegetable, so I don't have any added vitamins and minerals. So this is all I have here, mostly oils and carbohydrates. So we do have a bit of protein, but not a lot. So I have watched some previous YouTube videos of people doing the ration challenge, and they managed to get all the reward tiers, and they struggled doing it. So I think the main issue is just the repetitive nature of the meals and how bland they are. There isn't a whole lot of different textures and tastes here, and so I think that may be a bit of a struggle. Okay, so just from looking at these rations, there's very small quantities here to last a week. So I'm going to have to really be careful I don't eat too much at once. But I think from these simple ingredients, I can make quite a lot of dishes to add a bit of variety in terms of textures and flavors. So I think we'll be okay. And so for these 7 days, I think my body is definitely going to be experiencing a calorie deficit. So I will obviously still be going to work during the day. So I'm a research scientist. I work in a lab. So I'm not, outside being physical. So the lack of calories is only going to affect my mind rather than my body, which may be a problem. At least I'm back in Australia now. I'm not working on the Ebola virus in France. So yeah, just looking at this, I think also from videos I watched of people doing it previously, they struggled with texture and flavor. So I think I'm going to use some of the rice, because I think I have way more rice than flour. So I think I'm going to use some of the rice to make rice flour so that I can have more bread. And I also think I'm going to use some of the wheat flour to make seitan. And I'm going to keep the starch, and I think I'm going to try and make a vegan bacon using my spice and salt, just to give a bit of different textures and flavors into the meals. So as I said, this diet is mainly oil and carbs. There aren't really many vitamins and minerals or sources of protein here. But I think that I'll be okay with this basic sort of food, and eating reduced portions for 7 days. There's been lots of times in my life where I've been cycle touring in remote third world countries, and I haven't had access to food for several days, or clean water for that matter. There was one time in South America where we had to try and get water that was like six feet down a well full of dead frogs. So the water was undrinkable and unreachable, but we managed. But there's been lots of occasions. I cycled 16,000 kilometers around Australia, and pretty much every day for lunch was just instant mash. It was the most calorie rich versus lightweightness food I could find. If I was lucky, I got to mix some tuna or some dried onion or some kind of herbs in there. So, I'm used to eating bland, repetitive food, so I don't think I'm going to really struggle a whole lot, to be honest. So for me, I know that this is just for 7 days. So, I can get through this if it's just for 7 days. But then I think about, what about all those people in the camps who don't know when this is going to end for them? They could have to survive on these rations for months, years. I mean, for some, this might be all they know. They may have been born into the camps. And so that makes it, really difficult. And so I also want to just make the point that I don't think this challenge in any way represents what Syrian refugees go through on a daily basis. They need more than just food. They need more than to just, survive. They need to live. And so this challenge is purely just to raise awareness and just for solidarity. I think just experiencing this tiny portion of what they go through, it just makes you more of a compassionate person. And I think these small acts of charity will definitely benefit people living in those camps. And also, in saying all that, I'm doing this challenge from the safety and comforts of my own home. I have access to unlimited clean water. I have a hygienic kitchen where I can, cook all these rations. I have unlimited electricity. I don't have to worry about electricity going out. I have my family and friends safe around me. I hope I never have to understand what these refugees go through. I hope I never have to understand the trauma of war, of losing my home, of losing my people, of losing my livelihood, and living with an uncertain future, for day in, day out, for years. I hope I never have to experience any of that. So by doing this, I just don't want to misrepresent their struggle in any way. I think this is an important time in history too, just to remember that we are one people, because the past 12 months there's been so much conflict and unrest, most recently in the Ukraine, and so many just environmental disasters that have displaced people from their homes. So I think it's just important just to raise awareness for people who weren't born into countries that are free from war. All right, so I'm going to do a daily video that details my experiences of that day, how I'm feeling. I'll also do videos of the meals that I cook using these rations. So I think the first day or two, though, I might struggle just from sugar withdrawal, because I do like to have a cup of coffee in the morning, so I'm used to having that hit of caffeine and the sugar. And just generally not being able to have any source of sugar here, and just drinking water. So I think that may be my biggest struggle in the first day or two, until I get used to it. I'm pretty adaptable, so I think I'll be okay. I did do Ramadan for a few years with one of my good friends, Ibi. And so, the first day or two was a struggle not eating between sunrise and sunset, but you adapt pretty quickly. And although I did always look forward to iftar, but yeah, so I think that this will be achievable within the 7 days. I don't think I'll struggle too much from the lack of variety and lack of textures and lack of flavors. I love rice. That's the benefit. I do quite like rice and salt. I always said I think I could live off that, so we'll see. We'll see. So.